What's going on, everybody? How are you guys doing today? It's 8:30 on the dot. We are live. Can you guys let me know if you can hear me well? I changed my microphone settings a little bit higher, and so it's not showing up on my face. Can you let me know if you can hear me well? If not, then I can turn up the gain a little bit on my mic. You let me know. What's up, Angel? What's up, ED Swain? How you guys doing? Eyelash 85. Boa tarde, boa noite. Boa tarde. Yo, Liube 5102. It's been a while since we've been live, haven't we? You guys gonna have to bear with me. Today's going to be a different day. What's up, Omanai? Harold Mitchell. Okay. Just a couple of things before we get started. I'm gonna let some people hop on. We got 16 people. A couple of things. Remember, we have a goal. Simcoe, what's up, Simcoe? It's been a while. A couple of things, all right? Some rule of thumb here with our group here. First, remember we have a goal. I think everybody, when I first said it, people already know what it is. So we got 10 likes on this live stream. So we have a goal of 1-to-1 ratioing whatever number we have of people watching with the likes. All right. So want to make sure that you guys hit that like button. We got 11 likes and 17 people watching. Let's make that 18 likes. So this video goes out. This is one of those videos that really is important for a lot of people to see. And Andrew just said, see, this is the reason why I'm making this live stream. He said, I'm so sad. I've updated all my gear and I can't convert shattered items to new items. All right. All right, guys, I'm gonna hop onto my voice chat here. Jax, I think Jax probably has a few questions, so he's gonna want to ask us. What's going on, my man?
How you doing, bro?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. How you doing?
Good, bro. I'm all right. Doing good. Hanging out.
I got 24 people. I think it's echoing a little bit on your end, Jax.
I'm respecting myself right now.
What are you working on?
Well, I'm respecting everything because they fucking changed everything now. Everybody can wear everything, so I just respect everything.
Yep.
Like, just broke down everything again.
Yeah.
Fucking never this shit, man. First time I did it, when I geared up all my commanders, it took 12 hours straight.
Yeah, I'm studying a lot of this before I make changes. So none of my accounts have been changed at all so far. So yeah, first, so guys, you guys watching at home, first rule of thumb, remember to hit that like button. Another thing is I'm kind of sick today. I kind of been sick for almost 2 weeks now. I got better, but then last night I had a horrible night trying to sleep. My throat almost closed up. So you guys gonna have to bear with me if my voice gets a little bit iffy, or if I'm drinking a lot of water. Don't mind that. It's just so I can. It was a choice of either I skipped on a live stream or I did it the way it is, and I'm gonna do it the way it is because it's important for people to understand what's going on with their gear, with their commanders. And the third thing, you can see in the back, there's a white board. This is gonna be one of those more like I said, like a masterclass, like a classroom. I'm gonna be typing a lot of things down because I'm gonna show you guys some other things as well. Everything that I have here, I'll share at the end of the live stream. It's something we need to sit down, and for those that want to understand and continue playing until whatever happens, we have no idea what's gonna happen. There are a few things we need to understand, right? So when we first, let me pull up this account that I have in the back here for a second so I can explain to you guys what I mean by this. Let's resize this so this looks proper. There we go.
So, are you in the season with us or what? I didn't see it.
I am.
Oh, you are? But you didn't. You got to join the team or what?
Oh no, I'm in the team. It's just a different account this season.
A different account. What?
I'll explain that later.
Different account.
Yeah.
Are you with your good or your evil?
Nah, it's the evil one. It's evil, but it's a different account. I'll explain that off screen a little bit later.
Okay.
All right. So if you guys look here, when I first, when I first started looking at commanders and gear, I was like, man, this is so. Zane, what's up, Zane?
Overwhelming. Super overwhelming, bro.
Oh yeah, so overwhelming. I mean, there's two issues here, right? The commanders, trying to understand what commanders really do now was a huge, overwhelming thing. Understanding the new type of stats are also an issue because now you have attack and damage, you have initiative, and it's not. This is called speed, and now it's initiative, and you got now HP and the word called command, which we used to call command a different thing. So everything is just so This is my alts, one of my alts, right? So we got all of this.
A lot.
Now you go into the gear and you're like, what do the gears do? What is going on here?
Yeah. And then the worst part about it is you do all that shit and then they do an update a day later, 2 days later, and open up everything.
Yep.
It's crazy. Like that's like a big like fuck up by them. Like, come on now.
Huge shout out to Eyelash85. Obrigado por esta live. I gotta read it in Portuguese. The guy did a freaking super chat. I'm gonna first read it in our home language, and then I'll translate it for you guys. Obrigado por esta live. Vai ajudar muita gente. So he said, thank you for this live. It's gonna help a lot of people. So, first things first, guys. Okay, let me pull up my notes here. I've been so. Before I show my notes, I gotta show my screen. We created this group within my Discord called Council of Wizards. All right.
Who we got?
Oh, we got some. We got. Let's see. We got
some hitters.
We got Atlas Wolf. We got Daddy. We got Fireheart. Joe Movie. We got Pride. Let's see who else we got here. There's a lot.
Pride.
There's a lot of smart people. Let me see who else we got here. We got Jerican. We got Juggernaut, Cliche, and Ombra. We got Thanatos, Angolian, and Vessi. We're adding more people. As more people show that they're experts in the game, we're adding them here. So I spent the last. Sorry.
Umber is a streamer, right?
Yeah, he's very smart guy.
He's that fool. Yeah, that fool that sound like Mario.
Yeah, he's from Italy, exactly.
Yeah. He's funny when he talk. I like listening.
Hello, nah, he's awesome. Ombra is awesome. Shout out to Ombra. So I've been the last 3 days trying to understand as if I was a 5-year-old how the new game is working. Because it is, guys. Yeah. It's very overwhelming. But one thing that I did learn, at least in each step, as long as you understand what's going on in that specific place, everything kind of falls into place. So today we're talking about damage dealers, right? We're gonna cover first on the physical side, and then if we have time, we're gonna work on the focus side. But if not, don't worry. Maybe Friday or Saturday, I'm gonna do live streams just like this until we understand all of the mechanics, all right? Because people have made so many mistakes. At me, All Things But Earth, he just released a video, I think an hour or two ago, talking about how some people made some really, some mistakes, and they basically gonna quit because they can't get their stuff back, and it's a mess. Yeah. So first,
a lot of people are making mistakes because we just really don't know. This is all brand new territory for everyone.
So. First thing, shout out to those guys. We spent the last 3 days if I show you guys the amount of text we've been talking about, Atlas he's been spending hours today just like doing a bunch of calculations and sharing a bunch of stuff because we want to bring you guys at least up until now, the time of this live stream, the best information about what we're talking about that we know. Okay.
Yeah.
Ed Swain, this is my first conversation. Ever since 2.0 was announced, we've been talking about it, but. Live stream, yes. My first live stream talking about the mechanics, specifically the mechanics of 2.0, yeah. So we're going to do a lot of them. So, the first thing, shout out to those guys because they're a huge help. The second thing, let me pull up my notes. This is the first thing I want to tell you guys need to do or not do. Okay, let me pull up really quick. Let's make it easier by just copying stuff over. Go. Okay, where is my screen? Notepad. Let's pull up the notepad. So the first rule: do not touch your gear. If you have already, it's fine. You're gonna get some information from this, and then you can decide on what to do. But if you haven't, like myself, because I had a hunch that things were gonna change by the time 2.0, like the full 2.0 gets released in December, I knew something. I felt like things were gonna end up changing. So I said, look, I'm gonna give myself as much time to change things in my account because I know it's gonna be, it's once it's done, it's done. So I haven't touched my two main accounts. I haven't touched. I haven't even logged in because the 30 days, trigger once you do your first login after the update, and I haven't, so I'm still safe. So that's the first thing for you guys. Don't touch anything. And you have decided which commanders you're gonna run. And the reason why I'm saying this is we have to understand. If it's too small, you guys let me know. I'll make it bigger. We have to understand what each type of commander needs in order for them to work. Let me just see. Let me pull up. Let me just leave my chat open to make sure you guys are getting information right. What's up, Luis Orta? Omina, that's a good point. Omina said, I looked at what gear I had and decided which commanders to use based on that. But that's definitely a good way, right? But the fact that you can convert your gear to random stuff gave people a lot of opportunity to just try new things. Right? For example, if I pull up this other account that I have on right here. If I pull up this account here really quick, I haven't touched it, right? There's still 15 days. There's still 15 days for the exchanges down here. Haven't done any of them. Haven't done the respect change. Haven't done anything to make sure that I have enough time and studied enough so I can make just the best decision with what I have. This is not a huge account. I think the biggest two, it's Witch King and Sauron. I don't know exactly how much I'm gonna keep them. Right, so I got
they're all right.
Yeah, Witch King and Sauron over here. I'm thinking of doing two formations. Trying one formation with Witch King and Sauron together in 2 DPS, and then run a Lurch Shadow and something else. I'm still testing the waters out, but starting to get the hang of it little by little here. All right, so don't forget, guys. You guys are playing with your gear. Stop, okay? Until you understand what you're gonna do. Now, like Amin I said, if you're a big whale, you have a lot more gear to play with. A lot of more respect. That's why not touching your stuff until you understand what's going on is crucial. Okay, so let's get to it. So, do you guys know in the chat what is the number one? I'll ask this question here in the notepad so we can keep things flowing well. What is the number one stat that let's talk about physical. A physical
She always gets under the wheels here.
Commander damage, or physical damage commander is looking for. You guys know? You guys know in the chat, what is the number one stat that you need to be looking for on a physical damage dealer? Stat that you need to be looking for on a physical damage dealer. All right, you guys. So Armin, I said commander damage. Steve said attack. Myth damage. Simcoe probably commander damage. All right. So the number one thing you're looking for in your gear is damage. Okay. This serves for both physical and elemental, right? This for both physical and elemental. Okay, that's the very first thing. Second is exactly what Simcoe said. You're looking at attack. After that, after those two, things are a little bit blurry because you're supposed to want, right? You're supposed to want HP and other things, but HP right now seems useless. So HP right now seems
HP is kind of useless.
It is. Atlas feels like HP is they haven't implemented yet properly, and they're gonna fix it. There's something that it's bugged about HP, and he feels it's gonna be patched, and that's the issue right now with everything else. Because I feel like, you know, for third you can go quite a few ways. You can go with, I like what Amen I say, command, and we're gonna talk about why command is possibly a good one. You could go with HP. You could go with defense. One of these three, that's what I say is one of the third. Okay. Then I think they're meaning for HP and defense to be a main thing, but right now we don't really understand how they're playing out. I don't think they're playing out properly how they meant it to be. So there's a reason why I put command there. And we're gonna talk about that. Okay, so that's the first thing. So if anything, you know, we got 50 people here, 51 people here, only 19 likes, guys. Come on, we got 1-to-1 ratio this thing. I want to see those like numbers go up. Okay, so Atlas did a calculation just a little bit ago. What's up, Avila? Avila in the chat here.
Avila.
Vampire? Yeah. Okay. There's the damage per command point is a lot higher than damage per stat per attack, right? So let me see here. This is kind of on a, you know, on the average scope. He did a few tests, and on average, okay, I'll put this on the screen so you guys can see. So per point of attack stat, you get an increase on average of 6.45 damage output for your commander. And per damage point on your commander attack, on the commander damage, you get on average 44.86. Okay, so that's the very first thing you want to be looking at, is your damage. After that is your attack. Now, of course, if you're elemental commander, then you're not looking at attack, you're looking at focus. Okay, because remember, let's pull up on the screen here. Okay, let's look on the stats here. Once I click on the attack, what does it say? Attack, effect, ability to inflict physical damage. So if you're running commanders like Cestaro, Galadriel, any commander that you're using as a elemental damage commander, you're not looking at attack anymore. You're looking at damage over here, determine ability to inflict all types of damage, right? And then you're looking at your focus. So let's look at some examples. So let me pull up Lurtz. He's a physical damage dealer. So let's look at some examples of gear that are, you know, that are good for him to be running. Okay. So you have your classic Axe of Khazad-dûm, right? So there are two categories of your gear that will give out commander damage. Who knows? Without cheating, who knows what are the two gear pieces? Types of gear pieces that will give out commander damage? Put it in the chat.
Weapons and accessories.
Oh, Jax, come on, man.
Oh, my bad.
All right, cool. Zane, weapon, accessory. Yep. And I also weapon and accessory. Exactly. So you can see I have the Axe of Khazad-dûm on the 2.0 gear here. If you look at the very top, unrefined, unstrengthened. 7 to 15 commander damage. That's the first, guys. That's the first stat you want to look for on your commander damage. Okay, and the second is your accessory. Okay, the other two pieces of 2.0 stuff, it will give out HP or command. Okay, HP or command. Right now, I'm still using 1.0 gear because I haven't decided on what I'm gonna change. So that's where you guys are gonna have a look at. Don't worry, I got a spreadsheet with all everything ranked. In just a second, I'll show you guys. That's where you guys want to see the nitty gritty. Having a cheat sheet for each type of commander is gonna be very easy to determine where you are, right? Maybe I don't have this gear, but then I have this one. I can use this one until I get the other one, and so on. Okay. For the new guys, for the guys that are learning just now, the most important stats for you guys to look for. Any questions? You know, and the thing is, guys, I'm not gonna bring in all the formulas, you know, how to work this out, because the minority of us are really gonna sit down every single fight, especially now having 4 commanders in each side, and do the mathematical difference of one attack here and one attack there. Let's try to get the bulk of it, get the gist, and then build on from that. It's become so much clearer what pieces of gear I want to use on my commanders now that I understand what stats I'm looking for. You know, like we've been talking about, after damage and attack, what should be the one we look for? Should it be command? Should it be HP? Should it be defense? Technically, right? Let's remember, right? Technically, it would make sense if this was the order for the third one, right? It would be defense. Oh, let me pull up the screen here. It would make sense if defense. Make this a little bit bigger for you guys. Can you guys see well what I'm writing here on the screen? If not, I can make it bigger. Okay. It would make sense if defense was the first one, then HP, then, you know, for a damage dealer, you think that command technically would be the last one. Now, I don't think that these are working how they intended to be, because it's really useless to stack HP and defense on your commander right now. Now, I could be wrong. I do want to sit down and do more testing just on these 2 items right here. But if we come out and we still don't exactly know which one of these 3 should be the last one, these are the 2 things you're looking for. Okay, and they're pretty universal across the gear that they give us. Okay. Now, why would command? I was talking to in our group today, asking, would maybe command be a good option for damage dealers? Why would that be, guys? Why would command be a good stat to increase on my damage dealer? Who can answer that in the chat here? Why would that be a good idea? Thank you, Zane. Thank you, Zane. Okay? And Angel as well. Exactly. It's because, let me show you guys, right? So, Lurch right now has only 18 of command. That means, you know, I'm not really looking at, you know, as much for the damage that they deal. Remember, back in 1.0, you wanted your units just to be tanky so they survived enough, right, for your commander to do the damage. The principle still stands here. You want your troops to survive as much as possible, because remember, in the end of the day, it's a resource trade. It's a resource game. You wanna lose as little resource as you can to keep fighting. Now, if I had maybe 200 command on alerts, let's see what happens if I increase my command by a little bit. Let's see, Witch King. Okay, so Witch King has 177 command. So an increase of about 160 command. Look at what happens to the damage reduction. Now, Witch King's army is taking 15 less damage just by increasing 177. And thanks to our friend Atlas Wolf again, I'm gonna share with you guys, on average, okay, on average, how the command increases and decreases in damage reduction. Okay. Here we go. I'll put this on the screen. You guys can have a look and then we can discuss. This is why, you know, it could be a good idea to stack command on a damage dealer. All right, if I am able to increase my command to 300, alerts would go from. Okay, alerts would go from. Let's see here. 1.8 damage reduction to 23% damage reduction. Okay. I'm not saying we should look for that, but I'm saying that's why, at least right now, the way that the defense and HP doesn't seem to be working the way we feel like it's intended to, command would be a very good way to reduce damage taken by your units. Okay. I was talking to the guys just barely, asking, like, what do you guys feel 8-0 defense and HP should work? Because right now all it does is when your commander dies, he stops attacking, goes back to either your fort or your base, has to regenerate. I don't know. I don't exactly understand what they're trying to do with the commander HP. Yeah. So. Periptera said, guys, you know that DD commander with dead units can still make 50k damage only by survive with HP? Yes, that is true. Maybe that's what they intend to do, you know, is even if your troops die, you know, as the more HP you have, the more damage you can still do even though your units are dead. It just feels like it's such a useless, it's like they changed the whole HP thing just for that little thing. It feels like there's not a whole lot to do there. Amina said HP plus defense will matter more when the new stamina system is rolled out. Keeping calm HP high will be important when it costs stamina to heal them. That is true, and that's where... But that's the thing. It feels to me, Amina, that defense will play a bigger role than HP. Right? Because if my commander has 6,000 HP or 3,000 HP, the cost to heal each 3,000 is going to be the same. This is where I feel like defense on the commander would play a huge role. What's up, Atlas? Shout out to Atlas. He's in the chat. So I'll ask the question again, and whoever, you know, all the crazy smart guys can answer, help us understand. I feel like HP will have a bigger role in the commander than the HP itself. I feel like it. It is just like with the units, right? If you have, just like with the units, you want to increase that defense before HP as much as possible, unless the unit already has a lot of defense and they need the HP to survive, because basically the defense that they have is enough. So, but guys, just for the sake of the basics, because this third one here, let me highlight this. Okay, this third one over here, let's put it in blue. It's still not known to everyone. It's like, you know, we got the smartest people in our council group, and obviously we're still missing some, but we got a lot of smart people there, and this is still something we're continually talking about. But this is the two things you guys need to pay attention to: damage and attack. Okay. Shall we have a look? I was thinking, and I was thinking today, what can I share with you guys that will help you decide what piece of gear you would use? See, Atlas said, for me, command trumps defense and commander HP, but depending on your commander's required primary stats, you will be limited on what they provide. That is true. And that's why I brought the conversation up with them, because they were talking about Sauron running a different type of build, and it was doing very well, and it was a command focused build. And that's where it got me to start thinking, maybe it feels like the making your units more tanky, at least in the current state of the game, is more beneficial to your troops, to your units, to your command, than it is HP and defense. Because we know that command is actually working. So that's why I still kind of put command at the front. Although I do feel that they might be changing how HP and defense works, because right now it basically doesn't. All right. Let me pull up now. I think this is where you guys really are gonna get excited for. By the way, don't forget, just like Atlas and Peripteras did, don't forget, guys, to subscribe. You know, we're trying to stay motivated and making videos for you guys. You guys subscribing lets me know that you guys are enjoying it, and you know, I'll continue doing what I'm doing. All right.
There's my alerts in the chat.
All right, so I'll have a look. Give me just a second. Let me just pull up here my cheat sheets that I created for you guys, for everybody. Oh, not this.
Email because
All right.
God.
Here we go. Can you guys see that okay on the screen? Right over here. If you like to see.
is this the pressure blanket?
All right, cool. I'm making it big enough for you guys to see all the information we have here. All right, cool. You got everything. Where is Jax's alerts? Let's have a look. I'm assuming you said okay, here we go. Ooh, that's a beast. Holy moly. Alright, that looks good. I'm gonna probably show it as an example in just a little bit here, guys. Okay? Harvey, I will make sure that you guys have access to this right after the live stream. Yes, I took me a little bit of time to build this, and obviously it will be something that will be a work in progress. I'll give you guys access to see it, but then I'll be making changes as we find out more information for this. Okay, so this is physical damage. These are the best in slot gear that I've ranked, that you guys can look at and for yourselves and decide on what you have, right? So it's pretty easy to understand. You got 4 different rankings here. At the very top is the weapons, the second is the helms, third is the armor, fourth is accessory. These are all 2.0 pieces of gear. I'm gonna add down here. Well, I'll leave it for later. So I'll let you guys stay on until I mention it. So let's keep going. For weapons, we have 8 different weapons you can use for your damage commanders. And like I said, I mean, you want to focus on the top ones, but if you don't have them in the meantime, you can use whatever else. It's the next one in line. But if you look at the weapons, for example, the order of power, the number 1, the best in slot gold gear for your damage dealer is the Axe of Khazad-dûm, the 2.0 Axe of Khazad-dûm. Why? It's because it has a minimum commander damage of 14 and a max of 30. It has a pretty big range there, but that combined with the attack gives you a lot of attack. Okay. And then it gives you a little bit of defense as well. Like we said, we don't know exactly how defense plays out, but Axe of Khazad-dûm is the number 1 piece of gear you want to use for your damage dealer. And number 2, you got your black bow. And honestly, guys, it's pretty easy to understand. The reason why we go down the line is because black bow isn't as strong as the Axe of Khazad-dûm. Has a minimum of 12, maximum of 28, 39 of attack, 15 of defense. Has a pretty nice defense. But remember, for your damage dealers, you're primarily looking at this here, okay? Damage and then your attack. And third, we got the Blazing Tongue. This is a kind of an interesting weapon as well for focus dealing commanders, okay? You got 27 of attack and 27 of focus. In 4th place, this is probably one of the has a lot more stats than most of the other ones. You got the Reach of the Rider mark with 14 and a 26 of a max, 21 of focus and attack, 9 of speed. So for the guys wanting to get some speed on their commander, on their damage commander, you got the only piece of weapon in 2.0 that has speed, okay, is that one. Also nice little 3 of a unit attack for you as well, okay. Costas, I will be making this available as soon as the live stream is over in my Discord. Okay, if you guys are not part of my Discord, or of our Discord, it is a community Discord. So let me just see here. Let me copy the link. By the way, I think we are a couple of nitros short in our Discord to have our, oh, that's not what I want. Have our unique Discord link. So if you guys have one of those extra server booster thingies on your Discord, we will very much appreciate you guys boosting our Discord. Okay, here we go. Okay, so I'll make it available in our Discord right after live stream.
So,
All right, cool.
yeah. Okay.
After the reach of Rider Mark, the last gold piece that we recommend would be the Hammer of Moria. Has a very high range from 8 to 28 with 18 of attack. This is interesting. I would like to see, that's what I'm saying. I like to understand a little bit more how defense is going to end up playing, because right now, I mean, that's the highest weapon for commander defense. Not really sure if it makes any difference right now. Hence why it's in this, in the last place here for gold weapons. As for purple, there's 3 that you can use. Always, if you don't have a gold weapon, go for the battle axe with a range of 10 to 14 and an attack of 18 with 6 unit defense. Easterling Spear 6 and 14 with 9 of attack and 6 of defense with 9 of unit attack. Kind of gives you a bit of a hybrid little mix there for you. Last but not least, Elven Dirk. And honestly, guys, I'm not suggesting you guys go for these lower ones. I mean, for the weapons, the gold weapons are all okay. With these two, standing out a lot more, the Black Bolt and the Axe of Khazad-dûm. Okay. But anything down here, they're pretty good. They're pretty safe to play. The fact that you see the Elven Dirk here doesn't necessarily mean that we're telling you to use it. But even though we're hoping that we're going to get new players coming into the game, right? And maybe some of us don't have 1.0 gear that we've kept to use. There are some certain 2.0 gear, 1.0 gears that are very useful for our commanders. And I'll explain that in just a bit. So, maybe a new player doesn't have the Easterling Spear, doesn't have the Battle Axe, but he has the Elven Dirk. Right, there you go. It's a weapon he can use for his damage dealer. It's gonna be the best in slot that he has at the moment. So it's great. That's what we're trying to do. Okay. Okay, as for the helms, this is how we've ranked them. You got the Cask of Pride coming in first with a very high attack. Okay, 6 defense, nice and low. If you're using the Axe of Khazad-dûm with the Cask of Pride, you're getting a 12 little extra. I just had that message coming in from Zane as well, and I'm considering changing it. That's exactly one of the things that we were talking about in our group earlier. Is should we place command gear over HP, and that's definitely something that we might have to consider. Okay, so let me see here. Look, we commented on this, but let me just have a look. To show you guys that I am not lying, right? No worries, Avila, thank you for that. Let me see here. The Council of Wizards, that's what it's called. Let's see here. I think it was like 3 or 4 hours ago that we started talking about Commander. Yep, 4 o'clock. We started talking about maybe command gear, that is not your weapon and your accessory, possibly. So you guys might see this change as we talk a little bit more the next couple of days, okay? You might see this weapon over here. This over here, possibly go up, okay? Because you get 100 command instead of the commander HP. But I'll leave it like this for now, and then I'll make an announcement and let you guys know within the Discord. But as you guys access this as well, you guys are gonna see if it changed or not. Okay. But just looking over at our second stat that we're looking for, you would take first the Cask of Pride with 48, then your Berserker's Gaze with 27 and 15 unit attack. Also, you got the Ancient Numenor with 12, 12, and 18 of defense. All the top 3 are all looking at Commander HP, right? And you look at the Orcish Great Helm, which is the one that both Amana and Zine are talking about. You get a lot less attack, right? It's only a fourth, but then you get that extra 100 command and 27. This is interesting to see how that would play out. 27 of attack on your damage dealer and 15 of defense. Then you get your last gold piece with 18 and 12, right? The reason why I put this under the Orcish, even though you have 100 over here and 18, which is 6 more than this, is because of these stats over here. Okay, I feel like 6 attack, it's not gonna do as much for you as 27 and 15 on the other stats. That's why I personally put it over here. And then for the purple, honestly, you got these two options here. Okay, you got the full helm with 18. This is pure damage, right? Full helm with 18, 860 for your HP and 6 unit defense. And you got your horseman's helm, which, if our theory plays true, the horseman's helm might take over the full helm with the 70 command and the 18 unit defense. Right, this could be a good, it might be a good change if we feel like the 70, the command is actually stronger and better than the HP. And this is I feel like the devs don't, I don't know if they fully understand these two new stats here. Not they don't understand if it's implemented the way that they meant to. So we'll find out and make the changes as you see. All right, as for your armor, you got the Berserker's Raiment with 24. In this case, you don't have to worry about your commander HP, because anything that gives attack for your damage dealer only gives commander HP. Let me look at my other sheet to see. It's really quick. Anything in... Nothing in the chest. Yeah, nothing that gives command. I mean, yeah. No armor, okay? No armor in 2.0. 2.0 gear gives command. All right? I'll have another sheet for you guys that just has a list of all the items. This is just a ranked, from top down on damage dealing best in slot gear. For whenever you guys are running something like, okay, how am I gonna equip my Lurch or my Shadow or whoever I'm running, okay? This is a cheat sheet for you guys to use. So Berserker's Raiment, 24 of attack, 12 of focus, and 6 speed with a 12 unit attack. That's pretty good. Okay. Then you got your Wormborn Battle Plate. I personally like this. It feels, at least mentally, for me, it feels good stacking commander defense. Because I just think about this. If I went with this route, right? If I have this, and this, I'd be stacking an extra 96 of defense on my commander, and I'm probably gonna test it out. I do have enough gear to probably test this theory out to see what happens if I stack 96 of defense, or if I go with this, I stack 105 of defense on my commander. What happens to that? We'll see. Okay, but currently we're talking about the two primary stats that you want to go for, right? And that's damage and attack. We have a little extra thing for you guys after we go through all of these, okay? I have to add to the spreadsheet, but it will have a disclaimer too. But Berserker's Raiment number 1, Wormborn Battle Plate with number 2, has 42 defense, 2000 commander HP, half of the attack of the top one, okay? Golden Skins is also a very good piece, 15 attack, 18 of focus, 15 of defense, 1600 of commander HP, and 6 unit defense, okay? Massive Breastplate with only 12 attack, but also a 15 of defense, 16 of commander HP, and a nice little combo of a 9 unit attack and 18 unit defense. Okay, and then you got your purples, your Scale Mail, right? And then you have your Scalp Mail underneath. Your accessories are very limiting. Only gold accessories give you any sort of damage boosting. Okay, your purples don't. Okay, and your purples also don't give command and attack at the same time. And this is something you're gonna have to test, right? But then you have your, for example, you get your Drums of Moria, which is not on this list. Drums of Moria Hobbit Fiddle, and Wizard's Fireworks, they will give you command, 70 command for the drums and Wizard's Fireworks, and 60 for the Hobbit Fiddle. But they either give you defense or focus. It's something we're gonna have to test to see if it makes sense to add those. Right now, couldn't tell you guys. Okay. All right. All right, guys. I just got a tip here from Avila. She said, the Russian players are asking for Russian subtitles for the videos. I promise to work on those. Okay. I'll work on those for you guys. I promise. Find a way to get it more automated. It might not, it might not translate 100%, but I'll see the best that I can do. So you got the number one, you got your Palantir of Orthanc with 10 out of 10 and max damage, which is huge, with 48 of attack, 6 of focus. And the only other one that you should probably be looking for, let me see here on the other gold stuff. You got command. Okay, if we're talking about command, we might have another option here. I'll share with you guys in just a second here. After I present all this, I'll go through the chat. You guys are burning the chat right now. I got Atlas, Amanai, and Zane just going at it, talking about what we're talking about. It's good. Thank you guys for helping each other out. What's up, Wyman? My bro. So the second, at least for now, your DPS accessory will be the Drums of Barad-dûr with 6 out of 10 for your max damage, 36 of attack, and your 18 of focus. Also a very strong accessory. Okay, you could argue that there's a place, if we feel that command is a very good piece of accessory or stat to give your commander, your damage commander, then you might consider, let's see here, you might then consider 2 actually. Your Belt of Citadel, that will give you 100 command and 15 of attack and 15 of defense, and then some extra unit stats. Okay. Or you could also possibly go with the Night Star, will give you 100 command, 9 attack, 15 of focus, and some pretty nice unit stats as well. Okay. But we'll continue doing our research, and we'll let you guys know. As for the purple items, you see that they really, if you're gonna put something, you're probably gonna look at one of these 3. Let me see what else we have. Yeah. If you're trying to boost attack, okay, you got your Bone Talisman with 18 attack, 860 of commander HP, and 6 of unit defense. You got your Worn Out Smoking Pipe with 9 attack, 9 defense, 800 of commander HP, and then 6 of unit attack. Last, you got your Hithlane with 9 attack, 6 focus, 800 of commander HP, and 9 of unit attack. Okay. Also, if, like I said, I'm not gonna add anything right now, but if we feel like the command is actually, like I said, a very good stat to be giving our damage commanders, then some of these, we have some extra ones that we might be adding. Like I said, the Drums of Moria, Fiddle, and the Wizard's Fireworks, they all give command, but no attack. So we'll leave it out for now, okay? But we'll make sure that we keep studying, giving you guys access to this, okay? So I said, okay? So I said I was gonna mention something about 1.0 gear, right? So I'm gonna give you guys the high level view of this. I have a few of them. I'll give you guys some examples, okay, of possible. I mean, now that they basically removed all the restrictions on race, then that changes a little bit. But I'll give you some of the notes that I have so far related to possible mixes of 1.0 and 2.0 gear, okay? But before I get to that, let me give you another point for our masterclass here. Just find my cheat sheet here. Oh. Okay. for my 2.0 gear, talking about commander damage, what should be the gear set that I should go for? I'll let you guys give your opinions here, and then I'll give you the answer that we had a consensus in our council of what we should do. Okay? What do you guys think? What gear set should I go for in terms of my gear? Doesn't matter, gold or purple. What should for a damage commander, what should we do? All right, Eyelash said Sharp Blade or Warcry. Okay, good ones. It changes for each commander. I like Perseverance just because there are 8 gajillion guilds on my server. Okay, I'd argue it matters a lot depending on if it's gold or purple. Zane, I like what you said. Can you explain in the chat why it matters if it's gold or purple? I'll let Zane reply because that's one of the things we did talk about. All right, Atlas, be right back. No worries, my friend. Arcane for Gandalf the White, possibly. Perfect. So let's take from what Zane said because he is correct. So simply put, different gear quality will have different set amount of stats and give a different output. That is true. So for gold gear, your main goal, your main goal is to get the best in slot gear independent of your set, your gear set. Okay. To go very basic, if you're gonna go for your gear, you're gonna go for your gold stuff. It matters less if all your gear sets match. That matters a lot less than having the right weapon, the right gear for your commander. Okay, that's the very first thing. For purple, it matters a lot more. Because, let's change here. Okay. Because of the lower stats they provide. But still, guys, okay? But still, if you don't have the right gear set yet, make sure you have, okay? Make sure you have the right gear first. Well, what happens, fellow, what happens if I have, for example, what if I have the right gear set with my Easterling Spear, but I don't have, let's say I have the Easterling Spear with and I have the full helm, and I have the Scout's Mail, and I have the Bone Talisman. I have them all with Warcry, for example. But then I have the Battle Axe, right, with something else. That means my gear set wouldn't match. I wouldn't get the extra 20%. Then you go with the Easterling Spear, because look at the difference. You're really only missing out in 9 attack, and your minimum here is going from 10 to 6. Okay, overall, with the 20% extra damage you're doing for the first 3 rounds, it will probably outperform, not having the gear sets and adding your battle axe. So that's what I'm saying. First thing is try to go for the best possible that you can with the right gear set. Purple matters a lot more than the gold pieces do. Okay. If you guys didn't come in when I mentioned the reason why I'm drinking so much water is because I'm sick. So to keep my throat from scratching too much. I have to drink a lot of water. Okay, so let's go back to gold gear for a second here. First thing you want to do, all right, so let's put that here, okay? Number 2, after you get that down, okay. So after you got, you know, your best gear, then what you're gonna try to do is, I mean, it might feel a little bit, you know, obvious, but then you wanna, you know, work on getting the right gear set for that gear. Okay, but guys, okay, the main thing is this right here for your gold gear. The gold thing here is, that's too light, too bright. Gold purple. Okay, get the right pieces of gear independent of your gear set for gold. For purple, you focus a lot more on your gear set, as well as obviously getting the right stats, but the right set, because the extra skills you get, the extra damage and stuff you're gonna get from the bottom trait is gonna help mitigate a little bit of that. Okay.
We still don't know the size of the sump pump, so I just added the large sump
Industrial.
pump. Industrial.
Oh, Jax, you're on. Everybody can hear you.
Sorry, I'll mute myself.
Yeah. No worries. No, I mean, you can unmute whenever you want to talk, bro. No worries. Now, okay, something we're not gonna cover here because it's like a case by case example is, well, what if I have, you know, this right here, all of the gears that you guys see on the screen right now is based on fully strengthened gear, right? So what happens, you know, fellow, should I use my blazing tongue? It's 2-star strengthened, or should I use my battle axe? Guys, it's pretty simple. Whenever, you know, you only change from a purple to a gold, especially if you have the gear set matching for your gold gear, is when your gold piece of gear the stats outnumbers whatever gear you're using. You know, if I have a zero refine, let's pull up here. Okay, my axe of Khazad-dûm. Where is it? Okay, my axe of Khazad-dûm here on my alerts. It's the 2.0 piece of gear. Okay, and it's 7 to 15 damage, right? It's pretty high. But my battle axe is 10 to 14. So just that right there, if you know it's fully strengthened or refined, whatever you want to call it, okay, then you not gonna change. But you look at the rest, right? You got 16 of attack, and I have 18 of attack on my battle axe. Okay, so you definitely not be switching your battle axe for your axe of Khazad-dûm, right? Until this outperforms this. But you also have to consider the fact it's not just outstatting it. It's not just when the numbers are bigger, but you have to see the results, because you might in your purple gear, the gear set might be giving you extra damage. So it's not just the numbers you have to look at. You gotta see the performance overall. Okay. Whenever this outperforms in damage to this, that's when you switch. Okay. Any questions so far, guys? We're an hour in. We have a few more things to cover. So, you guys have any questions? Angel ALV, if you have any questions, join our Discord. You know, there's a lot of people that are willing to help. So. Like these guys are saying, because of the removal of the race restrictions, okay, there are other pieces of gear that will match. Okay, so let me give you an example of what we're talking about. 2.0 gear. It's this. Where is it? I just sent the link here in the chat. Angel, okay? So let me write a couple things here. Okay. some people are saying, oh, we can just go there, okay, that you can mix 1.0 gear with 2.0 gear and do very well. And that is true. There are some things you have to be careful though, okay? We're gonna give the recommendations for whoever wants to run those. We're not necessarily going to to recommend that you do it for a few reasons. It might happen that in the future, okay, the devs, find a way to make 1.0 gear redundant.
Well, I mean, you got to kind of have a disclaimer, right? You got to be like, this is the best to our knowledge with the current information on hand.
Yes.
What's the optimal
yeah
build?
exactly.
And what I see, I looked at what you guys posted, and it's pretty spot on. I mean, that's it. That's the list. That's the master list. That is kind of what you have is pretty much 90-something% correct. I mean, so as for information, what am I supposed to do? Everybody's running around starting their seasons and like, oh my God, what is all this? What do I do? And it's very overwhelming. Follow this video. Follow that guide. Follow that Discord. It's right there. I can tell you, I know it's pretty much as good as it gets right here.
I appreciate that, Jax.
What do you think about the new season? I'm enjoying it.
I'm enjoying it as well. See, I'm not sure that this is how I would do it, but I'm not gonna complain myself that things are a little bit slower.
It is slower, and that's okay. That's okay.
So the new marching. I'll show you guys in just a little. I'll pull up my PBE account. You guys can see. For those that maybe haven't, as soon as we finish talking about the gear, just as a little, extra little bonus for you guys. But the way that they're slowing things down and the new marching system, it's gonna need some adjusting. And obviously it's okay, but playing PBE has been has been interesting to say the least. But I'll show you guys in just a little bit. Okay, so we're gonna put a disclaimer whenever we put here in this spreadsheet. You guys can see, right? We got the spreadsheet up here. Should have brought this. I'm gonna put down here. I'm gonna finish this between today, tomorrow, Friday, hopefully. And I'm gonna put mixes of 1.0 gear with 2.0 gear that will give your commanders a lot of boost, and they will work, especially considering that HP is kind of useless right now. So using 1.0 gear on your chest and on your helm is actually very useful. Very useful. You guys will understand. I'll jump on another live to explain a little bit more. But let me give you an example, right? Let's just give an example. Let's say here I have the Cask of Pride, right, with 48 attack, 6 of defense, right? Because Commander HP right now is useless. If I have something like this, okay. If I have something like a Cask of Pride in 1.0, let's see here. Okay, I'm getting 30-something attack. It's a little bit less, right? But then my troops are getting 30 of defense, something that I don't get from the 2.0 gear, right? But at the same time, for example, I'm running Cask of Submerged Isle with my alerts for now. I wish I had courage with something else. I don't have it in this account. So I'm running Last Resort. Right? It's giving a lot of attack. I don't need the focus for him. Got 3 of speed of initiative. 25% extra damage starting in round 6. This is a lot more useful to me in a gold piece of gear than most of these helms right here. Now we have to determine how good the Orcish Great Helm is with all these stats here, right? But there are 1.0 gear that is very useful for what we're doing for 2.0. Okay, and there are a lot of other helms that work very well too. And like I said, we're gonna put them here with a disclaimer because we don't want you guys saying, oh man, they're telling me to use a 1.0 helm, and then after your 30 days expire, in 2 months from now, the devs find a way to phase out 1.0 gear. You're like, man, I'm stuck with this trash now. I'm gonna put a disclaimer to let you guys know that this is useful, but not necessarily, you know, not necessarily the smartest in the long term. We'll see. We have to look things little by little. Look at Armin. I said, disclaimer, I believe the devs will phase out old gear, so I'm 100% converting to 2.0. Okay. I do feel like that it makes no sense for them to not find a way to just nerf those items little by little. You know, especially as older players leave the game and new players come in, there's a good chance of that happening. Okay. But there are other items that you can use. Let me give you guys another example here really quick from my notes. So many screens open. For example, you can use, for gold gear, you could use a During's plate with tactical maneuvers. Would give you a lot of attack. Also give you, if you're using, for example, dominance, you're getting like what, 50, 60 attack from that piece of gear alone for your commander. Or if you want to just make your troops even more tanky, you can use tactical maneuvers instead of dominance. So there's multiple types of gear that it will be very useful for commanders in 2.0. I'm not gonna dive into it because we have to go back and look at all of them and do what we just did here on this spreadsheet for you guys. Okay, the same thing here, but for 1.0 gear, and I'll do that, I promise. For those that, you know, are interested just to look at it, but also for ones that want to try. Zane, I mean, if they do that, I think that would be very cool if they do that. If they're like, guys, moving forward, no, old gear is gonna become a bit useless, so we're still allowing you guys to convert, then that's fine. I'm gonna try to find out. I promise I'm gonna try to find out that from the communications team, if they're gonna let people convert old gear even after the 30 days, if that piece of gear becomes redundant. And it makes sense, right? It makes no sense for them to not allow you to find a way to make that useful. So we'll see how that goes. Now, I do want to, yes. So Jack, send me an image of your alerts because I want to use that really quick. So now, remember how I said that for 2.0, for your gold stuff, your primary thing is not trying to match your gear set. That's true. But let's talk about the gear set because many people will want to and will be able to. So we want to help you guys understand what you should do. And this is, let's go back here. This is the consensus we had so far with our council. Let me find the note here. I had it and deleted it. Shout out to Atlas and Jerrican because they were talking about this in our group. That's where we ended up putting up a few points about it. So where is it? Okay, here we go. As a rule of thumb, okay, this is more of a rule of thumb for you guys. Okay, don't forget to like the video, guys. We got 60 people watching and 41 likes. All right, don't forget. Danny, what's up, Danny? How you doing, my man? Good to see you. Danny, if you're watching, that means you're still playing. I'm hoping. Huge shout out to Danny from Yaru. All right, so a rule of thumb. If you have over 200 of attack on your commander, okay? Yeah, let's change the color here really quick. If you have more than 200 of attack in your attack stat, you can go with Might or Perseverance. Okay, these are two great pieces of, of gear sets to go for. Now, if it's below, the council, okay, this is not me personally, or just me. The council suggests that you use Sharp Blade. Okay, because it is important to have your damage high, but you do also need to have your attack. Let me explain to you why. And I'm not saying, guys, this is the formula, but just to give you a high level, easy to understand reason why you still want your attack to be high. Okay, because the formula for the game for the damage basically is attack minus defense from your enemy. Okay. Whatever is left, okay, whatever is left, then you're gonna get so leftover of attack combined. I'm gonna put times here, but just so you guys understand it, they will correlate with each other. The damage that you have. Yeah, so what I mean by that is physical. We're talking about physical damage right now, guys. Okay. And then the rest of the formula plays out. Okay. And I'm not gonna bother you guys talking about the whole formula, because for most of us, just understanding why this and that are important is enough. Okay. So you want to, make sure your attack is also high, because if you have too low of attack, okay, then whatever gets multiplied here to then remove from the troops HP or the commander's HP is gonna be very low, right? So if let's say my attack, just to play out, right? It's 5. My attack is 5. My enemy's defense is 3. That means I have a 2. Just like I said, just to get very layman terms, very simple, to understand the principles of how this works. Well, let's say I have let's say my damage is 12. So it's 2 times 12 equals 24. Now let's say my damage is 15, right? They still have 3 of defense. Now I have 12 left over times 12. That's 100 and, oh man, I can't believe I can't remember my mathematics. 12 times 12, 144, right? Look at the difference. Look at the difference. Very simple, okay? Not saying it's exactly how this works, but to give you guys an idea why you also want your attack to be higher. Okay? You still want your attack to be high, because or else your damage, they correlate, they play with each other. Okay? So if your attack is below 200, we recommend going for Sharp Blade. If it's over, then I personally like the idea of going with Might, because it's it's consistent damage throughout the entire fight, and Perseverance stacks, if I'm not mistaken. Let me look at my notes here. So Perseverance will give you 3 extra damage each round. Okay. And Might will give you a 10% throughout the entire fight. Okay. Let's see what else you have. You also have, you could go, like I said, Warcry is one that you can go, but it's only for the first 3 rounds. So you guys are gonna have to do a little bit of testing for yourselves. As for the gear set on the gold piece, it's less important than getting the right pieces of gear. That's the key thing here. Okay. I mean, yeah, 196, Michael, is very close to 200. If you have the right pieces of gear, I would go. It's only 4, my friend. I would go with that. All right. Let me show you guys Jax's lurch really quick. Man, that is disgusting. All right, so let's put it up.
I mean, it worked. I chose the test piece. It's not the best in slot, but I couldn't match all the gear sets, right? I'm trying to match gear sets.
Look, you got the black bow. You got the top pieces of gear that we recommend. Yeah. So you got it down.
If it's not the number 1 item in slot, it's because I wanted to get that.
We know Jax is gonna end up getting it anyways. As time passes and Jax gets more comfortable with the 2.0, we know Jax.
I don't know, man. I got $250,000 in this game already, so I think I'm good.
All right. Oh, well, that's good. I mean, as long as you play, my friend. All right.
Yeah, I'm enjoying it. It's refreshing. All right, quite refreshing.
I'm gonna pull up Jax's alerts really quick here so you guys can see. He is very high respect. And he's running. Look at that. He's running. He has 204. Let me just do a little bit of a here. He's running at 204 might or attack with a 44 to 64 of damage. That's huge. That's huge right there. And he's running. Go ahead.
I chose the chest piece. The chest piece I chose because the Berserker's raiment is probably better, but I wanted the 10%, you know, from all the 4 items being the same, and I wanted a little bit of unit defense and commander defense.
No, it looks good. It looks good. I mean, I'll show you guys from the reports that he showed me here. But you got all the gear that we recommend, and you got his unique, which is gonna give you
so you can see the results of what you're recommending to everybody. If what you're saying is true or not, you can see my results from a fight I just had right now. You can see if it works or not, so you can verify it.
Look at that
information.
So, running Witch King, Black Serpent, Undying, and Lurtz. Lurtz popping up 50,000 damage with T2 units on a 150 tile. Looks good.
Yeah.
Minimal losses.
There's the proof in the pudding.
Yep. There we go, my friends. Okay. Perfect. Other than that, you guys get to play around. Everything's gonna come with a disclaimer. You guys have to make sure you're testing things, right? This is one. We're talking about here just one type of commander. You know, you're gonna have to play around to see if that commander, how he's playing with the other 3 commanders that you're playing. We're gonna dive more into those later, okay? But today we're focusing on how to understand what type of gear to use on your damage dealing commanders. Now, I wasn't, because I was, I was myself, trying to understand things as a 5-year-old, like I said earlier. I took a lot of time trying to understand the very simple terms and how things worked. So as you can see from the spreadsheet, I don't yet have the focus, okay? So I'm gonna put it on the side over here, the focus, Bastion's gear slot. But it's gonna, the principle is, okay, for the focus is the same. The same but not, right? Focus dealers, you want, your first stat is damage. After that, who can guess? Focus. Okay? It's the same principle, but the opposite. That physical dealers is attack, focus dealers, elemental dealers is focus. And let's go back to our game here. If I open up Saruman, for example, let's put Saruman over here, and I click on his focus, they'll tell you what it does, right? Affects a commander's focus, burn, and poison damage dealt, and reduces the amount of damage they take from aforementioned damage types. Okay, so he has currently it's 60. That's gonna play around, the 60 is gonna play with the 21 to 25 damage that I do. Okay, the same principle, but I'm gonna have, so I mean, it's late, it's getting late for me, so tomorrow I'll finish putting the focus on the side here, and then after I do that, put the 2.0 stuff for everybody, then we're gonna start diving into the 1.0 gear now that the race restrictions are gone. Hope that is gonna help. Tix, I'll let you guys in the chat ask a few questions right now if you guys want to, related to anything damage dealers. Anything damage dealers you guys can ask in the chat. We'll take the time to answer if you guys have any questions. In the meantime, I'll post, let me look at my notes. Yeah, that's it, guys. For the gear, any questions about the gears? You guys confused? Does that make sense? What can I help with? I'll sit here for another 20 minutes. I'll finish when our live stream hits 1 hour and 40. And I'll go get me some sleep. Commander only boosts troop attack and defense, yeah. I'm still confused, but maybe that's me because I'm American. Has nothing to do from where you're from, my friend. Angel, ask your, what are you struggling with? Ask where are you getting stuck at? Tell me, and then I'll try to answer as quick as I can. That is a nasty shadow Omni. That is I'm gonna pop up Omni's shadow really quick for you guys to see, because that is disgusting too. All right, where is it? Look at this. Whew. 224 of physical. This is a physical damage shadow. 222 of attack. 44 to 63 of damage. And then some nasty pieces of gear. You got the right pieces of gear too. You got the right pieces of gear for sure. You're boosting that command. That is pretty awesome. Losing, I mean, giving up what, 1,000, 2,000 of HP, exchanging for 100 of command. Is it 100 of command? Something. That looks good. You got some reports, Amina, you can show us from that. Shoot some reports, my brother. I have so much gear to know what to use. My commanders are all high respect and so well. Angel, hit me up on Discord really quick. I'll try to help you out as much as I can. Let me see here. Did you join our server? Let me have a look here. Angel. Angel, I do not see you. What's your Discord name, my friend? We got Nikki. We got Ratio FTW. Oh, and I'm waiting for some reports, bro. Spicy chicken. Where is spicy chicken? Oh, gotcha right here. All right, shoot. All right, send me. I send you a hey on Discord. Send me an image of your commanders and your gear. We'll see how we can help you out. See, guys, the reason why things like this are so important is because the more we're able to understand each other, and what I mean understand each other is understanding how the game works, the new game works, the less likely we are to give up without even trying. There are a lot of things that I still have concerns, but like me understanding how damage dealers work now, independently of me understanding their skills. And we're not talking about their skills, right? Let's say I want to run Dane, I want to run Shadow, I want to run Lurtz. They are physical damage dealers. So now I understand what gear works with them. Damage, attack, and then you might want to test the rest, right? Where you're seeing, is command better than HP? Stuff that you're going to have to see with time, right? Elemental damage dealers, damage and focus, right? Obsidian Dagger is a great piece of gear for 2.0 gear for your damage dealers. For your elemental damage dealers, I mean. So things like that we're trying to do. Sestaro, let's look at his Sestaro. You wanna show your Sestaro as well, Omni? Somebody wants to see your Sestaro, Omni. Shoot that over on the DM, my friend. All right, look at some reports from his Shadow. Okay. Let's see, just a tiny bit smaller. Go. Okay, see that? He did 112,000 damage. His Ogre 87, his Shadow 108 versus a very, look at Bjorn, 131,000 of damage. Gil-galad, by the way, at least for my testing, is becoming one of the strongest troop commander who actually works in 2.0. Okay, I'm running mine with 1.0 gear, and let me see if I can get some reinforcements here. I can show you guys. I'll show you. I'm hitting guys with 2.0 gear using 1.0 gear. I'm still doing quite well. So let me. What did I do here? Sea Bear is cheap. I'll show you. See, Sea Bear is here's a guy doing a lot of damage with his. I was doing a lot better. Maybe not. I gotta look it up. All right, so the other report is this bad boy right here. 101 with Sistara, 127 with Shadow, 81 Olberg, and 24 with Saura. Okay. This is gonna be the key thing, guys. You guys have to learn also how commanders play. Some of them have changed. Sauron used to be a pretty strong damage dealer. He no longer, that's no longer his specialty. Okay. And the other ones as well. Gandalf the White can be a great. I mean, if you have him high respect, a great hybrid commander. Well, he's a huge, what's the word again? Support. Very good. Okay. This is the bad boy Sistaro. Okay. Yep. See it? Running Obsidian Dagger. Protection of Numenor with the Fine Pipe. 270 of focus. Nice. With 56. Look at that damage range. Look at this damage range. Look how this guy is gonna pump out basically max damage every single fight. 56 to 58 of range on his damage. That's crazy. And 173 of command. So he's getting some tankiness on his troops and some extra attack as well. That's pretty nice. Pretty nice, brother. Yeah, it looks good. I got some more reports for you guys. If you guys want to see some nice reports, I got a couple more reports to share with you guys. Show you guys Jax's build for his Sistaro. He's running 247 of focus, 52 to 58. Also a great range on his damage. Look at that. Obsidian Dagger, Protection of Numenor. With a Grey Wizard's hat and the Signet of the Barrels.
He's got high focus.
He does a lot of focus. 73 on command. That's pretty good. Pretty darn good. All right, nice. I'll look at your account in just a second, Spicy Chicken. I remembered that name, the Spicy Chicken. I remember you from somewhere. All right. All right, so Atlas sent me a couple reports I want to share with you guys. And he said, Lurt's damage and this Lurt's is not optimized. Wait. What do you mean, Atlas, he's not optimized? He's pumping out 121,000 damage and they're telling me he's not optimized? What are you talking about? Explain yourself. Explain yourself. He has a purple helm on and he's pumping 121k damage. So I'm assuming but is your gear set matching or no? 149.6 thousand damage on a mixed. See, look at that. See, this is one of those things you guys have to do. This is why we're doing live streams like this. Okay, Atlas is running a mix of gold and purple gear with the gear set matching so that it makes up for the lack of stats on his purple gear. Right, he's running Sharp Blade, okay, on his lurks, because I'm assuming everything else is gold and his helm is purple, but he's getting 20 extra attack from his gear set because he's making sure that the gold and the purple connect. And this is something you guys have to do, right? In the we talked about main focus for purple gear, for gold gear is the stats, not necessarily the gear sets. If you're gonna mix, it'd be a great way to make up for the stats that you're losing because you're mixing, to have, gold and purple have the right gear set to make up for that difference. Raiment, Raiment, Axe of Khazad-dûm, and Palantir optimize the rest of the set. That's huge. Daniel H, send me a report of that Elmer hitting 140,000. I mean, I'm assuming though you're hitting that much with the unique, right? Ninod, how you doing? Glad you made it. That's a new name. Ninod. All right. All right. You can send that out. If you send it to me on, while we're still on the live, I'll pop that up for you guys to have a look. 2-star refine. Interesting on his unique. Let me try to pop up the PBE for you guys that haven't seen. This is why we were mentioning earlier the game has slowed down a little bit. How PBE might change that even more. So let me just put this over here as a screen really quick. Just while I switch my account over here. Yeah, let's close that. Let's open up this one. Blue-eyed, my man, glad you made it. Nidot, you're welcome. Thanks for sharing your knowledge. Great channel. It means a lot to us. I'm glad it's helping. I hope it helps. You know, I know that we like to have those, videos where everything is just, it's just 5-10 minutes. But this is the kind of things that once I learned, I've been sitting down talking with the council for the last 2-3 days, and I've been just kind of grinding my own head, trying to understand how I could explain it in a very easy way for you guys. And so, where is my? Oh, they closed it, didn't they? Oh, it's still up. Where is my other Rise to War app? Rise to War. After, like I said, after I learned all all the data, all how things worked, it became so much clearer. So we needed something like this. I hope everybody that's here is able to start grasping how damage dealers work and how they interact with their gear. So now you can go back to your own accounts and start understanding how it works. And by the way, if you guys want me to go over do an account review with you and kind of try to see how we can work with your account, let me know. Shoot me a DM, and we'll do. I like to start having again a live account review so we can help each other. Okay. Where is my 2.0? Oh, we'll just go with this. Doesn't matter. The graphics are still being worked, so it's okay. Logic, just let me know, brother. Send me a DM on Discord. That way, it's registered there. Because if I might not remember after the live stream. So, Harold, you said, could you repeat what you said about not using Warcry for physical damage dealers and repeat what PDD is? So PDD is physical damage dealers, right? So you got commanders like Lurtz, like, oh, here, you guys can even see me, right? The camera is blocked. All right, let's do this. Here we go. I'm like hiding behind the shadows. Physical damage dealers are commanders that they primarily do the damage themselves. You got Lurtz. Perfect. I'll have a look at that just a second. Logic. You got Lurtz. You got Dane. You got Gimli. Guys that will do the damage themselves. Well, in the future live streams, we're gonna talk about troop commanders, hybrid commanders. But this, we're talking about commanders that primarily do the damage themselves. Commanders that do damage. Okay. And we're not saying that you shouldn't use Warcry. You have to look at your kit to see if Warcry is the best, the most, also the most universal gear. Now they've removed, the familiarity on the gear, right? Let me pull up my, it's still downloading. Once it's done, I'll pull up my PBE. I'll show you guys a couple of things on the screen to explain that a little bit better. So give me just a second here, guys, as my game is popping. Takes forever for BlueStacks to download the patch. Michael, focus damage. Focus damage is the same principle, Michael. If you're talking about elemental damage dealer commanders like Galadriel and Cestaro in Saruman, for example, okay, then they do the elemental damage themselves. And so what you look for is the first stat on the gear you're looking for is damage and then focus. To put it simply like that, that's what you're looking for. PBE, logging in. Here we go. I'm gonna say so. The only physical damage that I think Warcry works on is really Shadow. Others, Might and Perseverance, definitely better. So there you go. Another member of our group here, vouching for better use. You know, other gear sets being better for your damage dealers than Warcry. If you had somebody that does very early, like a lot of damage early on, or multiple attacks early on, like Shadow does, that's a very good example. Man, thank you. Then Warcry definitely useful. But if you have commanders that do damage either later in rounds or kind of broken into later rounds, then yeah. Then you have other options. Okay, so let's have a look here really quick. If you guys remember, right, you used to have an issue with familiarity on your gear. 50%, and then you'd have to, you know, fight a couple of times and then to get that to 100%. With that being gone, another thing you want to consider is what are the more universal pieces of gear. So let's say I want to run two different formations, but I only have one gear set that is optimized. No problem. Let's say I want to run. So let's say this is all 2.0 gear, right? I'm only running 1.0 gear. Let's send Dane over there. I'll show you guys the kind of damage that he's doing here. Only 1.0 gear, by the way. Let's send that over. Nobody's defending. Hopefully somebody will once I send. Okay? So you also have to consider what are the more universal pieces of gear that I can use that will be useful throughout, you know, with all my damage commanders. Let's say I'm running mostly commanders that have later round damage. So then Warcry might not be the most universal. So maybe, no, I will consider running something more. Let's see what I have. Do I have any 2.0 gear that I can show you? I don't have any 2.0 gear. None. Because I haven't even logged in to my account like I said earlier. So maybe Perseverance or Might might be better. So then I can use that on, you know, Gimli, Dane, all these other guys without having to have multiple gear sets. So that's one way that you guys can build your gear to be useful in multiple scenarios, right? Now, the question is, how much respect should you have for each commander? That's a topic for another live that we're gonna do. You know, should you get your commander to R25? There are some arguments for that not being the case. I'm one of them for saying that's necessarily the case. So that's one of the things related to, you know, to the gear set. That's why that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna find gear sets, if I can, that are more universal to what I'm gonna be running. Let's see here. Yeah, see, like Atlas also said, Warcry is also for comms doing big late round damage 2-3. Otherwise, useless. Everything will depend on the commander you're using. Yep, that is true. They have removed race restrictions. Isn't that just amazing? All right, let me just see here. Some people added me. Let's see here. We got spicy chicken with some stuff. All right, let's get logics. All right, let's do. All right, so a couple more reports. I mean, I hope you guys are enjoying this. A lot of learning. So let's look at this report over here. Look at this report, guys. 172,000 damage done by our bad boy alerts. That's a lot. This is the highest. Well, that's the highest also damage that I've seen Sunan do. Kind of interested to see how they're able to pull out 82,000 damage from Sunan. That's interesting, but 172,000 damage from alerts is crazy. They're also using. They're also using. I mean, yeah. I mean, the damage he's doing is crazy. Commanders your enemy is using, not so much. All right, let's see this other one. Ogler breaking 100k damage. 100k damage on Ogler. 130 on Shadow. Ogler is looking nasty, Omni. I gotta look into him a little bit more. Look at that. 116 from Bjorn, 130 from Dane. Set 15k. That's really low from Gandalf.
Yeah,
Shoot.
I'm gonna use Ugler too. I decided last night I'm gonna
Sweet. I saw you. Are
get
you?
him ready.
Which commander are you removing respect from?
I can't remove any respect from anybody. I just have to run him like he is. He's only level 5,
All right,
whatever.
cool.
But the 12 I'm using are Witch King, Black Serpent, Sauron, Undying, Lurt, Shadow, Skullhelm, Saruman, Sanid, Sestaro, Agzok, and gonna be Ugler soon.
Man,
I'll
look
get
at,
him leveled up.
I didn't hear a single T1, Jax.
Yeah, well, those days are long gone. It's a new era,
That's
man.
nasty,
New day.
dude. What was it?
It's fun though. I'm enjoying it. I was like everyone probably very apprehensive, and after the shock wore off, and I said I'd try it, and I'm liking it. I'm enjoying it. It isn't the best way that they implemented this, but I'm rolling with it and I'm enjoying it. It's like a brand new game, a new season, and it's like figuring everything out again, and it's fun.
Yeah, it is. This is what I like about the game is the whole theory crafting is okay. Let me give you guys some stats here. Shout out to Titus Demos from my old Clog crew. Titus, if you're watching, hit us up on the chat here so everybody knows who we're shouting out at. Let me give you guys some stats. This is kind of nasty. It's not to it's not to get you guys sad. I just wanna give you guys a perspective into how theory crafting can be now. Where is it? Just a second, pulling up the. Where did he put this? Give me a second, guys. Oh, here we go. All right, let me put this on the screen so you guys know what I'm talking about. All right, here we go. Where's the notepad? Oh, here. All right, can you guys see this on the screen? Good side RP went from 37 possible commanders to 1,585,080 possible combinations for a 4-man formation. And if you're playing NRP, you'll go to 27,615,024 possible combinations. 27 million, guys, possible combinations for our 4-man formation system now. Isn't that fun, huh? So there's a lot of theory crafting. That's true, Zane. I was like I said, I was just giving you guys some stats, right? Not necessarily meaning that. I mean, half of those, maybe 1% of those would even be useful or viable, but that's some stats how it changed for us. We're talking about 70 commanders too many, too many for us to do theory crafting. you're like hold my beer, hold my soda, hold my soda. That's how I'd say. All right, let me have a look here. We got some more. Actually, let me show you some reports here that I just hit with my 1.0 Gear Dane. Look at that, 142k, 117, taking 79,000 of damage. Okay. This is running. I'm running cavalry, trying to see how much extra damage I do to the small units. Remembering, guys, large units. Oh, I need to go back to this. Medium units counter small units. Small units counter large units. Large units counter medium units. Okay, so you get a lot of extra damage, or if you're fighting against the troop that you counter. It's a big thing in 2.0. So we hit those two. Hit this one as well. 60,000 damage from Gandalf the Grey. Yeah, no, of course. They are inflated, but they are real, but they're inflated. Yeah, most comms will not be viable. And after that, I hit the pass. hit this one too. Surprisingly, they did quite well here. 60. Look at that beautiful healing. Look at that beautiful. So let me go back before I look at some other reports, and then we'll close. Let me explain to you guys what I was talking about. How different movement will be in 2.0. Right. So I have my base here. Okay. I have my base here. I'm moving over here. I forgot to move closer because I forgot of the movement speed difference from 1.0 2.0. I was like, I'll move my base here, right? Move my base over here. And I'll be able to send my troops over here for the PvP that we're testing, right? Wrong. Because now, whenever I want to move a troop, right, to this fort over here.
That's funny.
Look what happened. You guys know this, right? 37 minutes. Okay. Omni, thank you, my friend. Got to go. DM on Fellows Discord if anyone has questions for me. Thank you for joining, Omni. Definitely going to be doing a lot more of these, guys. Okay, so because there is this darn river here and this mountain pass over here, this is not even the issue. The mountain pass is not the issue. My troop is going to make the whole way around. So let's send somebody here just for you guys to have an idea what I'm talking about. Let's send here our Theoden over here. He's going to go from where he is. He's going to go all the way over here around the mountains, which is fine. You know, it's more realistic. I understand. Right? All the way over here through this tunnel. Then through over here through this tunnel. All the way down here through this tunnel. And then down to the fort. If I have flying units, I can add, I luckily have a few eagles to show you guys. Right? If I do, I put, that's going to be interesting. Okay, tree beard on eagles. If I want to send him to the same spot that he is on, what's going to happen? I can move him here without, okay, I can move him here. A minute and 45 seconds because, as you know, flying units, they're not limited. Right? They're not limited by rivers. They can fly over them. Look at that beautiful tree beard. Oh, wow. That was faster. Took 2 seconds. That's interesting. Instead of a minute, right? So he's here now. The issue was yesterday, somebody had taken these 2 tunnels. I don't know if you guys know this. If you don't know, this is just something for you guys. You guys are learning now. Because the tunnel was red, I could not send my troops to the fort. It was blocked. Because somebody else was controlling this, it was red for me. They could not pass the tunnel. So, doesn't matter how many blue tiles, how many green tiles we had, my troops still had to make the same route. And until I took back these 2 tunnels, my troops were stuck. Nobody could get over here. Cool thing though, you can, even if somebody takes something for you to know, maybe it might work with crossing as well. Even if somebody else takes, somebody had this question before. So if you're watching this now and you asked me this question earlier, you can reinforce even if somebody takes the tunnel. I was able to reinforce my Thorin even though the pass was blocked. So you can't send troops, but I could reinforce, which I don't know if it's a bug or not, but that's how it works. So this is gonna be the interesting thing. The fights you're gonna have to be careful to not lose passes and tunnels and rivers, because your troops will not be able to move, even if you have a fort. You know, let's say I have a fort over here. Let's say we had taken this crossing here. Let's say this crossing was ours and I had a fort over here, or we had a tile over here. Before, right, you can just cross over because you have tiles. Now, until we take this crossing back, our troops are stuck. You can continue fighting, you can continue to reinforce, but you cannot send new troops, new land troops. Let me correct myself. You cannot send new land troops over. Only flying units can go. So it's gonna make fighting a lot more, I feel a lot more, like clustered, because you're not gonna want to move too much and lose things. You're gonna have to, for example, once you pass, you're gonna make sure that you don't lose this while you're advancing, or you risk, you know, getting stuck on the other side. And
Oh, it's gonna
it's
happen,
gonna
bro.
be interesting.
They're gonna it's gonna happen. There's gonna be people that get wrecked, bro. Whole squads of people.
Mm-hmm. The thing is, Eyelash, I don't know who was saying this earlier. You cannot swap units, at least not in PvE, inside forts. So I don't know who was saying you could. Right, when I'm back in my settlement here, and I go to my army, right, I go here. Once I click on the commander, I get this option, and then I get, you know, this arrow. Then now it lets me switch, you know, either switch units or whatever. It doesn't give you that option. It doesn't give you that option when you're in the fort. So you cannot swap your units. So I don't know if they're gonna allow you to do that, right? So, but this is the thing. So let me show you the hassle you're gonna have to go through. Right, so you can't switch. Yeah, I'm in PvE, but this is the only place, Michael, that we can test the new mechanic feature, right? So in 2.0, can you do that if you're in a fort? And can anybody that's playing 2.0 right now, in the season, I am, but I don't have a fort anywhere. In 2.0 in the live season right now, can you switch your units out inside of a fort? Let me know, guys, okay? Now, see, Skyzy said no, you can't, so you can't. There you go. Thank you, guys. Now, see, this is the issue. Even if you could, Eyelash, let me explain to you the hassle you'd have to do. Okay? Because let me send back Treebeard so I can explain to you better. See, the marching is also like reinforcing return is also bugged. Look, why is it taking me 20 minutes to go back to my base when it took me 2 minutes to get there? So this is bugged. Somebody send this to the devs. All right, so look, trying to send them back, and he's flying. He's supposed to take just a couple of seconds, but he's taking half a day. So let's do that. So let's see here, right? If I want to send Treebeard over here over the river, right? Because we're talking about sending eagles so they can bypass cross season passes, correct? Okay. Let's say I want to cross over the river over here, so I can build a fort. If I do this with Treebeard, it's gonna take 57 seconds. Look at what happened though if I put another formation here, okay, and it's a land unit. Look, because I have land units mixed with my air units, if you guys didn't see my video that took me a long time to make, I'm giving you guys a breakdown of one of the features. Now, your march is going to behave as a land unit. Treebeard is going to go around the mountain, around inside through the tunnels, and then land here. The thing that I'm talking about, even if you could run 4 eagles, okay, you can run 4 eagles, and then you're going to run 4 eagles, you're going to land over here, and then you're going to remove 3 of them, even if you could do that, right? Like in 1.0, one original troop unit had to stay. You could swap out the other 2, but one of them had to stay. Let's say it's the same process, okay? As soon as you reinforce, your unit is gonna make that long way around to make it here. That's the first thing, right? And I have to make the whole way around the mountain through the crossing to make it here. And the second thing, you're gonna still have to, a second time, now that you have 3 land units and 1 air, you're gonna have to swap out that last air unit for another land unit, which is gonna cost you another 10, 15, 30 minutes of reinforcement. So even if they let you do that trickery of sending air units and then swapping them out, I'm pretty sure it's gonna be so mind burning that you're probably not gonna want to do it. So it's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be interesting to see how they play out, how they will play out in this game, you know. The thing is, I feel like evil side just in this in this issue, in this thing, is losing, because even if you run Fell Beasts, good side always run ranged. We have a catalog of ranged units that we run. You got the March Wards, you got the Bow Knights, you got no, you got what else you got? You got the Sharpshooters, you got the Sentinels, all these. You got the Dale Watchmen, all those guys. Where Evil usually doesn't run as many, especially now with the kind of a Sunan, dropped in quite a bit in ranking. We're going to see a lot less Sunans running around. So the likelihood of you running a lot of range in one composition, trying to take out Eagles, it's going to be a lot lower. So a lot of interesting gameplay, though, for sure. There's a lot of interesting things that is going to bring out, intercepting, pausing your march before the intercept, guarding around stuff. It's going to be interesting. All right, let me see some of the reports. That's interesting. How did Oglerg break? Omni, if you're not watching, I'm going to have to send you a DM later. Because Ogler broke 100,000 in damage. But look at this, guys. I'm kind of intrigued to find out now. How did Ogler, how?
Bro, he's got like a huge damage dealing skill, and he's got the bleed.
Never mind. I saw that now. So I was looking at the arm. It's like, how is he doing so much damage when he only has 15 to 18 damage? I was looking at the wrong place. I was looking at the right side. Yeah, he's doing. I mean, it's a kind of a 10 of a range. 39 to 49 of damage, and then 159 of attack. I mean, I wonder what he would be doing if he had 200 and something like his other commanders did. What kind of damage he'd be outputting? That'd be crazy.
I can't see his stats because your head's in the way.
Oh, shoot. Let me hide myself. There you go.
Or just move it up in the right, the box.
I can do that.
I want to see his. All right, command 289. I'm looking. His Lurtz is similar, or his Uglerg is similar to my Uglerg. Well, mine's only level 5 right now, but it's very similar.
Sweet.
Yeah.
So you know what to expect already.
Well, he's the only one I've seen that has bleed, and bleed is like one of the best mechanics in the game.
Yeah, I like
He's
bleed,
the only commander I see that has it.
Hey, imagine that combining that with troops that have bleed. Imagine the amount of damage, extra damage you'd be putting up on those formations.
His defense is higher than mine. I like his setup though. He's got the unique too. I don't have the unique yet.
It's a matter of time.
But I like Uglerg. I think he's gonna work well. He's the only one I've seen that gives a whole crap load of defense to like a formation so far, and the bleed. So
Yep. I mean, give us a few. Everybody, give it the community a few months. We're gonna start finding out some really interesting builds. This is my hunch, though. My hunch is January, at least in January, coming January, or the end of the full 2.0 implementation. Everything's is looking good. This is my hunch. Nobody said anything to me. We're gonna probably have an event with new commanders and new gear and new stuff coming out. This is me. It only makes sense. We haven't had a new commander for ages, and with the new formation and the 2.0, it only makes sense for them to, I don't know, maybe bring out the Balrog and the Bard and all the other stuff they've been promising. So I want to show you guys something really quick. This is shout out to Elmer 5, the 5th. Elmer the 5th here. He is bringing us a more, what is it, the side so I don't have to hide myself. This way. He's bringing here a very strong Elmer that, even Gimli here, that is not full gold, right? See, this is the kind of stuff I want to bring too, not just, I know Jax and Omni and a lot of the guys that I play with have some really huge accounts. We want to show you guys what the possibilities are related to purple gear, Look at this. You got Elmer running his unique, running a gold pipe, but everything else is purple, right? The other guy is pumping out 150,000 of damage. That is crazy. 133,000 on this report, and then 133 on a second one. Or is it the same? Maybe the same. Yeah, it's the same report. So you guys can see the potential for even smaller players. Now, I know there's a concern with the game, how bad free for free to play or low spenders is. I don't know, guys. Honestly, I don't know. I have seen some reports. People have been saying some reports of like some fairly low spending players, and they're like, look, I know I'm a very low spender, but I'm happy with the damage that I'm putting. Like, considering who I'm fighting, I'm doing damage. I'm doing quite a bit of damage. And the guy had like a 2-star strength and purple gear. I feel like the thing for lower spenders is gonna be deciding on commanders that are gonna be kind of like we did with 1.0. Commanders that are gonna be able to their skills are more important than their gear. So for example, Gandalf the Grey and Gandalf the White, I have people running them and purely as support, even though Gandalf the White is able to pump out damage. The guy has him at R5 and he's like, look, I'm running White Council and running his R5, and he's helping my damage dealers survive longer. There you go. R5 Gandalf the White is not impossible to get. And so I feel like that's going to be the kind of commanders low spenders and free to play are going to be looking, because you're not
everybody can still play the game. It's the same as 1.0. Anybody, as far as free to play to whale, whatever, you all have a place, and if you enjoy the game, you should continue playing it.
Yeah. Let's just see.
Is this in our server what you're showing right now?
Nah, this is the test server to test the new mechanics.
Okay. Got it.
So, all right, let me show you a couple of reports that Zane sent to me just barely.
Zane?
Yeah, Zane is running.
What's
running an account?
Zane?
Our Zane.
He's running Stunner.
Yep.
Yeah.
There we go. So we got this. Look at that.
What's up, Alana? Where are you at, Alana? I don't even know whatever happened to you. I forgot. Damn. Where'd you end up going? Alana.
Sunin, Gothmog, Undyne, and the Witch King. 30,000 damage from the Witch King. That's the highest one. Not even running a full DPS here either.
You have to kind of like, these reports we're sending from us, me, Zane, whoever over here, we're all like just getting to level 130s and 150s. It's only like day 3 or day 2 of our stuff. We can't give you any of these 100,000 reports yet. We haven't gotten to level 50. We're barely halfway there.
Yeah, we're getting there. The interesting things, if you guys remember, they toned down the difficulty for the NPCs because it was harder earlier. So I don't know if they're gonna tone it back and they're gonna tune it back up, because when we first started, man, NPCs were wrecking us left and right. I mean, gold commander just struggling to, not struggling to win, but it was mostly draws, hitting draws everywhere with a lot of losses. So they're adjusting all the good stuff. All right, guys, we just hit the 2-hour mark. I'm about to close, guys. Any final questions related to this? Remember, related to our topic today, which is how to gear our physical damage dealers and how to choose the gear. Okay? Let me know here. I'll stay here for another minute or so. Don't forget, if you guys are new to the channel, don't forget to like and subscribe. We've just hit 1,800 subs. I'm so excited for this.
Been a long, strange journey, my friend.
It has been, with some goods and bads, some ups and downs, but yeah, we're here.
We gotta start doing the Sunday show again, man. The podcast.
We do. I think as soon as we start, getting a hang of all that's going on.
Yeah. People are dying for information right now.
Yep. We're gonna start doing, that's one of the reasons why we got that council together. We got a very, very, smart group of people there.
Get those guys on the guest list in the podcast studio, and let's get them on the mics, and let's start chopping it up every week.
So,
you hear me?
Yeah. All right, just reading a comment here. Adam said, I may be late, but it's better to have all damage commanders formation or sprinkle in supporting commanders in the formation in place of a damage commander. Michael Jordan, you don't have our Discord. I can't believe you're not in our server, man.
Put the links, bro. Put the
Yeah, I'll
links.
put in the link here. By the way, so let me have a look. I don't know, maybe somebody has already. Let me have a look here. If you guys have those server boosters and you guys want to help us, one way you guys can do is by boosting the server for us. It helps us to have some extra perks. We're really close to going back to being level 3, and that means we have a unique and custom URL for our Discord and some other perks as well. So if you guys have those server boosters, I appreciate if you guys did that. Okay.
I got you a boost in there.
Thank you, Jax. So good question, Adam. I would recommend testing. Having 4 damage, somebody that runs 4 damage dealers might want to pitch in. I just feel that you might be able to do more. Thank you, Alana. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Porky, I'll answer that in private, my friend. I personally have an argument that you might be able to do more or be more versatile if you run a mix of commander and some kind of support. For example, 2 high damage dealers with 2 White Council commanders might work very well. You stacking that White Council until they nerf it, and 2 Dane and Bjorn, for example, might be huge. It might be better than just running pure damage. I don't know. This definitely is something we need to test, because I know 4 heavy damage dealers might just punch out so much damage that it neuter everything. But you can also consider that there are some commanders that have some unique skills that might work very well against them. So look, I don't know how good this is, but I know that Mouth of Sauron, his R3 nerfs for neuters pretty well for the first 5 rounds commander damage. So if somebody's running commander damage all around, and you're basically neutering their commander damage for the first 5 rounds, you might be able to to destroy them. It's something we gotta test, and that's why I'm running Mouth of Sauron this season in that account, because I want to test that theory. Okay. See, Blue White Devil is doing 3 damage and 1 support. So I would love to test 2 damage and 2 support to see what that would look like. So I'm gonna definitely be doing that for you guys in the future. Any other questions, guys? By the way, thank you, Jax, and thank you, Alana, for boosting the server.
What, Alana? You went to Iron. What are you in NRP now, Alana? Or
Oh, yeah, you didn't know that Alana went to Iron, yeah.
I didn't even know she was gone till right now. I can't keep up with all these fucking people. I didn't even know she was gone.
It was a good live, guys. I appreciate everybody that stayed on.
Alana's been gone for like 2 seasons now.
Oh, really? I didn't know she. Oh, you're in roleplay.
My goodness.
What the hell happened to your evil account? I'm so lost right now. I don't know. I can't.
Alana started out as a good side player. She's always had a good side account.
Oh, what's
That's
going
how
on with
I met
Iron?
her. That's
How's
how
Iron?
I met her in season 2.
How's Iron doing? How are those guys? I miss them dudes.
Yeah, they're doing good. They're playing a pretty tough season in I can't remember.
Well,
Pride was telling me about it. I'll look it up. But yeah, they're doing well.
We got to hook up. We got to play together, man. We brothers, man. We got to play together sometime in a season. We got to hook up.
Yeah, the guys in Iron are pretty awesome.
Yeah, I'll fight with them guys any day. I'll fight right by their sides. Let's do it.
Oh, Michael, Iron in your server. Michael, who are you playing with? What team are you on? Yes, okay. Oh, Blue Eyed, you are with Iron, aren't you? Or are you with Gaia? It's a pretty stacked server where they're playing. You got Gaia, you got Iron, you got some other groups as well.
Oh, you got Gaia? Oh yeah, you got to give it to Gaia. You got to give it to Gaia. Gaia got it coming. This is a PSA, public service announcement. Anybody see Gaia in a season with Gaia? Please, for me and everybody, take them motherfuckers out. They got it coming. So give them everything.
That already happened. That already happened to them.
I know it happened. It need to happen again and again and again. That would need to happen. Give it to them, please.
Mango. Huh?
I'll owe you one.
All right, guys. Yeah, definitely missing those
Hey, Alana.
spanners.
Guess what? Guess what I grew, Alana? Guess what I got now?
By the way, while Jax is waiting for her to answer, Adam, look at this. Look at what Atlas Wolf setting. That's kind of what my hunch says. He said 2 damage, 2 support is broken right now. Gandalf the White, Sauron together, OP. So there you go. Try those. Try them out.
Pixar didn't happen, Jax.
Huh?
Pixar didn't happen. We need proof.
Oh.
Oh,
I already
are
got
you
a
growing
beard.
a beard, Jax?
Don't think. Already got a beard. I just said it.
Nice.
For the winter.
We need proof. I already got the cat pics. Can I now have beard pics? Thank you.
Oh, you got cat and dog pics last time we were talking,
That
right?
is
All right, send
true.
them again.
The
One more
kitten is
time
so
for you
cute,
guys.
though.
Yeah.
One more time.
The hippie suitor, you already got a beard. Sutra, whatever. Hippie.
All right, let's go.
You got a beard already.
One more hit. Let's see what happens.
You know who this guy Suitor looks like? Suitor the black
Yeah.
one.
Who?
You know who he looks like? For real. Like he really looks like him. And if he was to shave his head and have like that mullet, he looked like Ragnar from Vikings. Like exactly like him. Travis Fimmel, the actor, he looked exactly like him.
That's cool. Yeah, that's a
I'm
compliment.
serious. You see a picture of him? I saw a picture of him. One of these damn Discord channels. I can't keep up with all these fucking Discord channels, but I saw a picture of him. That dude look exactly like Travis Fimmel. I mean, exactly. Spot on.
He said I do look like. I'm gonna have to look at this guy up now because I remember seeing a photo of him before. But
He does.
God,
I'll show you right now here. I'll go find it. You can show it.
Let's spotlight Shooter here.
Where is it? Hold on, let me find it. Where did you put your picture at? We got so many channels. Oh, here he is.
All right, you gotta tag me on this one.
Yeah, I accidentally clicked on this because there was a notification. So I clicked on it and I saw it by accident. I was trying to go in and look at pictures. Just fucking
Where
get
is
rid of
it?
the
Tag me on
notification.
that photo.
Where's that? It's somewhere in there. There's so many photos in there. Oh my god. Here he is, right here. Here. All right, let me take a picture of this. And you tell me, everybody, if you saw this, tell me if you didn't know and you weren't listening, you would think this is Travis Fimmel right here. You would think that just looking at this. I swear to God. Look at this picture. Hold on. God damn it. Fuck.
All right, we're gonna close on these two things. So first thing, Rodrigo asks, "Hey fella, just join. Is it better to going for best in slot gear without a good skill, or prioritize the skill?" To summarize, watch the whole live stream again, Rodrigo, when you can. For gold pieces of gear, the stats on the best in slot gear is better than going for the gear set. Now, that's step 2, though. Once you get the right gear, then you start working towards the gear set. Yo.
All right, there it is. I sent it to you.
Jeez.
Show it.
Yeah, give me a second here.
I swear to you, if you saw this picture and you did not hear the conversation that just happened, you honest to God would think that that's Travis Fimmel.
We got a movie star here.
You would definitely think that is him. I swear to you, that it looked just like him, bro.
Look at that.
There's the tiny missing blue eyes. I think I'm fairly sure Surtur doesn't have blue eyes.
We got a superstar here. We got a movie star in our midst. Definitely handsome man. All right, guys, let's close on this. Yeah. So just to finalize, remember what I said. I'm gonna save this photo. I'm gonna be finishing up on the spreadsheet. Okay. Both adding the focus gear and then the 1.0 mix with a huge disclaimer there, just for whoever wants to try, whoever wants to just have that knowledge. It will be in the Discord, as well as some of the notes. I might add some of the notes above so you guys understand the priority. So whenever somebody new comes in, they can look at this sheet and say, okay, let me follow these steps, and then they can use the spreadsheet as a cheat sheet. That's gonna help everybody save their brain cells every single season if they want to change something up. because now they know exactly, you know, if I want to run this, just this. And we're going to do this. So this is the first one, okay? We're going to do another for hybrid commanders, supports, and all the different types of categories that we come to find. Maybe a commander used to be, you know, a crowd control, but now he's crowd control with this. If we see that there are different places for each one of them, I'm gonna do a live stream just to talk about it so everybody understands and knows how to gear them. We're first talking about gear because that's the biggest issue we're having right now. After that, we're gonna talk about, you know, do live streams where we talk about different uses and play styles for different commanders. All right. Hope you guys enjoyed the live stream. It was definitely a pleasure for me. It was fun. So hope you guys enjoyed. The last little thing here, don't forget, we still have 50 people watching. Guys, if you're new to the channel, you guys liking the video and subscribing is what helps me continue doing what I'm doing. Okay? For whoever wants to play Rise to War for the next whatever 2, 3, 4, 5 years, how long it lasts, let's make it the best. You know, I'm committed to that, so your guys' support goes a long way. All right, Jackson, any final words?
Yeah, back to Suter. He looked just like whatchamacallit, like I said, Travis Fimmel, and also Charlie Hunnam from SOA, Sons of Anarchy.
I'm gonna have to look at those guys up because I don't know who those guys are. I just know that Suter is good looking.
You never seen Sons of Anarchy? Oh, come on, bro. Now you're killing me.
No, I haven't.
Sons of Anarchy, one of the best shows ever in history.
Sons of Anarchy. No, I haven't.
I was actually on that show as an extra in season 2.
Really?
So you can see me in the background. Yeah.
He definitely looks like Charlie Hunnam.
Yeah, for sure,
Shoot.
Right? 100%.
Jeez.
We got to do some tier lists. We got to start.
Yeah, we're working, guys. We're working on tier lists. By the way,
every week.
So going forward, after we created this council, everything that we recommend, okay, on my YouTube channel, on the Discord server, everything's gonna be based on consensus among the people that we trust the most. It's not gonna be just me or 1 or 2 people. We got a huge group. We got Vessi, we got Ombra, we got Atlas, we got Amanai, we got Daddy. I'm adding a couple of guys that were here that I haven't added yet. We wanna have the best possible, you know, tier list or advice based on what we talk about. Okay, it's not gonna be one guy here, one guy there. That way, you guys can trust that we've thoroughly talked about. If it's a tier list, we actually talk about, like, why should this guy really be here? You know, why should he be over there? And so whenever we put those out, it's to the best of our ability. We're also learning and testing, but we have everybody there together. We have a pretty good grip on those things. So stay tuned. We are working on the tier list. So that's should be coming out soon here. And a lot more other good stuff as well. All right. Well, that's gonna do it for me. Mike Browns, good to see you, my friend. It's been a while. But it's gonna do it for me. It's almost 11 p.m. for me. I gotta get some rest for tomorrow, so I can, you know, stop with this whole cough and this cold. But I appreciate everybody that stayed on till now. You guys are amazing. Let's make this game great again. Different, but great. All right, everybody. Thank you. See you guys the next one.